We are at Mountain State Hare Scramble racing a quad. This is round 3, Maniac Mountain in Buckhannon, West Virginia. I am running Senior AB, that's 40 plus. And for the first time that I've raced Mountain State, we are picked for the Whole Shot Award. I'm not real sure what the award is, but I normally don't worry about it because this quad is a slow starter. It's time to get them fired up and get ready and throw some mud. Yes, mud. Saturday I was out here watching the bikes. No, I didn't race the bikes. Still having knee issues. Just playing it safe. It was dusty. It did rain first thing Sunday morning. Mountain State Hare Scramble is a 2-day event. Bikes run on Saturday. Quads will be running on Sunday. I am running 40A. B, but it is a combined line, so it's 30 AB as well as 40 AB. There was 12 in my class. Not sure how many there was in the 30 AB class, but I would say we had 15 to 20 on our row. I stepped off the quad, so I didn't get roosted before I even moved. With my ongoing knee saga, I knew I was going to be racing the quad a good bit this year. I only raced it twice last year, and over the winter I freshened it up, got some new suspension, plastic, A-arms, brakes, chains, sprockets, but I haven't got to ride it other than one race, which was at the Wexer round 1. Check out the video and you'll see how that turned out. Needless to say, I didn't get much time there on the 4-wheeler either. The LTR started up, heading to turn 1, thought I had the whole shot, but nope. The 518 machine of Mick Hexter, he got the whole shot, and he will be finishing second in our class today. But the LTR actually surprised me. The tires are pretty much wore out, but she's doing pretty good. Now, up here on the existing trail, Richie let us know that this down through here was slick, but I was really surprised on how slick it really was. It was like being on ice. Coming past our pits. This little turn here, I'm not sure if it caught anybody off guard, but it looks like it could catch somebody by surprise as well. Tearing a tear off for y'all so you can get front row seats. I'll be getting one full lap. It will be the first lap, and then I think I got a lap and a half after that before the GoPro went dead. If I passed you or you passed me, whether you're sitting on the side of the track or not, I try to add you to the video. That was a pretty slick turn there as well. I've seen in other videos that caught some people off guard. But we're heading into the woods, and the dirt was pretty good. A little slimy, but with the 4-wheelers, I'd rather have a little bit of mud than dust any day. As I mentioned, I was here Saturday. I wasn't able to stay. I was on call for work, so I drove out. But Jared, the Jared Devil Little, and I did get to come out and e-bike for just about all the course. We did miss the last quarter of a mile where it went up over the hill and back down. But it looked like a pretty fun course. It looked like it was going to be pretty fast. There's a few spots that you definitely want to be aware of. Richie said he threw up some danger arrows or signs or whatever those things are. And this was one of them. It wasn't that bad, but on a 4-wheeler, it definitely had potential of throwing you over the bars. There was a couple ditches like that. Throughout the years, I've definitely put up my fair share of arrows and danger warning signs. But to be honest with you, when I'm out here on the four-wheeler or even a bike, I don't know if I ever seen a danger sign or arrows. They're just something. I know you're not supposed to race the track. You're supposed to look for the signs and the ribbons and stuff. But for some odd reason, I'm pretty bad about just following the track. But there was a few spots out here for sure that you definitely wanted to look out for, especially on a quad. As I was saying, I really didn't get to ride this thing much. I did get it out maybe for 15 minutes or so to see what the suspension felt like, but really didn't have a lot of time to put in it to see how it felt. It was feeling definitely better than the stock suspension. The rear was a little too fast. I need to slow the rebound down on these ditches. It definitely wanted to throw me kind of over the bars. But I'm mostly used to a bike, so maybe it's normal. That's the bad thing about riding a quad. I'm not really sure what one really is supposed to feel like. But I'm out here kind of taking it easy, following Mick. And to be honest with you, I'm really surprised I'm in P2 right now, but that's about to change. Not exactly sure who the kind sir was that got me out of their way, but this is the 223 machine of Chad Judy. He will actually be taking the overall win in our class today. Looks like somebody already having issues, and that's going to be kind of the theme of the whole video today. Troubles. Yes, we are on a quad, and yes, my last race I was one of those setting along the track, and it was mechanical error. I had put on a new or a used tank and needed to put a gasket around the top. Used the improper materials, even though it wasn't the best to seal my gas cap. It was very good at sealing my gas filter. So I made it about 2.5 laps and got a front row seat setting out in the woods, so I know how it feels. I think I've been setting out in the woods with my dirt bike maybe one time in all the years that I've raced dirt bikes. But the four-wheelers, I've had my fair share of setting out in the woods. But we'll go through the first full lap, let you all get a good idea what the track was all about, and then on the second lap we'll keep a toll of how many four-wheelers was setting along the track within one lap. It's going to be interesting. Hopefully I'll pop a tear off here pretty soon for you. I would have to say the track layout, I enjoyed it on a four-wheeler. It had a lot of technical little areas with elevation change, like throughout here. Then it had some fast stuff. I don't know. The fast stuff would have scared me a little bit for one reason. It was fast logging roads with some rocks and a cliff to one side or the other. And actually it kind of made me nervous even on a quad. So it's one of those things, do you risk it and go fast, or do you play it safe and hopefully last? Wow, that kind of rhymed. You would think racing quads it would be hard to make passes. As you can see, there's pretty much one designated line you would be right. It is hard to make a pass with a quad, but we all kind of respect each other. If somebody gets up behind me and they're there for a little bit, I'll do every attempt I can in a good safe area to let the guy around. I even let a few guys around that's actually in my class. I'm mostly out here just for points, and to be honest with you, I don't want somebody behind me pressuring me anyways, because I'm just getting the feel for this thing, and I don't want to make no stupid mistakes. It actually took me a good about the third lap, I actually started feeling comfortable and confident in my machine, but mostly just want to come out here and have fun, and I definitely had fun out here. Had a great weekend. Saturday was a blast hanging out with Tiff and Jared and family and friends. Watch Austin get to go out and hit the track, and got some video. Make sure you check that out. I didn't race, but I did get out in the woods to try to get you all some video. Now this is, I think they call it the gas line hill. It was pretty fun to rip up the hill. Unfortunately, I did get a nice spot of mud here. Had to cut a little bit of that out. You didn't miss much. You'll be able to see that on the second lap. But this is the area that was pretty fast. Had a pretty steep drop off on the right. We'll go out across the top of this hill, and then we'll cut down over and come back across right below where we currently are. Looks like the bike's got a lot of the rocks thrown off here, but unfortunately there is still ways to get off the track. And one of the things I mostly was concerned about was my mechanical skills. Never really got to do a proper shakedown on this thing. Like I said, I only got about 15 minutes of ride time, and these fools bounce and shake around, and I like to get them out and do a little riding. That way if something's loose, you'll find it right away. This is one of the areas you definitely didn't want to rush. This young man's having trouble. Now we're coming back across the middle of the hill, and to the left obviously is where you don't want to be. For some odd reason, when I was at speed, it seemed like it was a lot steeper down over the hill there, but nevertheless I did not want to find out how steep that was. Little rock section here. With a quad, you definitely want to be cautious in rock areas like that, because you could very easily puncture a tire, especially if it's in a turn. And one of the things you might wonder, if you're a bike rider, what's it like going from a bike to a quad, or from a quad to a bike? Like coming out across those fast sections, you don't worry about it so much with a quad, just because a single rock's not going to catch you and throw you off the side of the track. One thing you do have to watch is those front tires clipping a tree or a rut in a turn and throwing you off the side of the quad or rolling you. On a quad, that's the main concern that I have, is whether I'm going to fit between two trees or in a turn, whether my inside front wheel is going to catch something, and it will throw you on your lid quicker than, well, quick. What's quick? Something quick. But anyways, that's the main thing. But one thing's definitely nice about riding a quad, your legs are not on the ground as much, or your feet I should say. Hopefully your legs are never on the ground. But that's the main reason why I'm out here on the quad. I enjoy racing the quad, but it definitely bounces you around. I missed a little hotline there. Surprised that I didn't get past. But these fast sections are definitely more fun on a quad than they are on a bike, as far as I'm concerned. You don't have to worry about a root or a rut or a rock taking you out on a quad as bad as you would on a bike. Now, one thing you do have to worry about on a quad on an uphill, especially if it's uneven or slick, if you get more traction on one wheel than the other, it will turn you one way or the other. So like if the right side is slick and you're spinning, it will actually spin you one way or the other. So on a steep uphill, you gotta worry about that. And also on a steep uphill with a quad on a bike, if you don't make it, you just lean the bike over and turn it around and slide back down. On a quad, such as a hill like this, if you don't make it, this one wasn't that steep, but you can't just slide it around and come back down. You gotta either make the hill or you have to drift back down, and that can be pretty dangerous on a quad. This little thing there caught me a little off guard. Was no big deal, but sometimes you just never know. This is probably when my quad was feeling its worst as far as suspension. At first, it really didn't want to idle very well, and I don't know, they say that ECU has to, you know, I did put a new injector and a new filter. I don't know if it's getting to know itself, but it started running pretty good. Actually, it ran on this day about the best it ever has ran, but on the downhills, the suspension didn't feel very good. Maybe I have it too soft. On the front, I got Fox floats, so I'm not just trying to learn the air pressure game. One of those things, I may have it a little bit too soft on the front. And once we come through this little creek section here, you come up, turn, and come back. There was a couple water breaks there, and that's where it really wanted to like buck me pretty bad. Might be pretty common for a four-wheeler. I don't remember it being that way the last few years that I did race it. But we're coming up here, there's a little rock ledge. I didn't like the looks of it. I found a way around it. I think I'm the only person that used the go around. This young man's not in my class. I'm not sure if this gentleman knows it, but every time somebody seemed to pass me, it seemed to bring them bad luck. This guy will actually be taking a dirt sample not too far in the future. The thing about that rock ledge, not being a quad racer for too long, was that it was not a straight off jump. It was an off camber jump with a tree that if you didn't make. This right here actually caught me off guard right here coming in, and even though I biked it, it still kind of caught me off guard. I'm curious if that caught anybody else raced. If you raced this round 3 of the Mountain State Hare Scramble, leave a comment, let me know what you thought of the track. If anything caught you off guard. We are in the middle of what looks like a spot that's been timbered. There's a spot up here that you definitely wanted to be aware of. It was right here. You wanted to duck or avoid that stick that could have knocked your face off. But when you're out in the middle of a clear cut or a timber, there's a lot of things, roots, stumps, sticks that you just want to be aware of. My first trip around here, I actually liked having somebody in front of me, especially for the water breaks. When nobody was in front of me, I was a little more hesitant to go just flying down through there, because those water breaks will catch you by surprise. As I said, it was a pretty cool layout, a lot of elevation change, but for some odd reason through here, I was really starting to get some arm pump, and I was just bragging to, I think actually Mike Janey. We race bikes together, and I'm like, I don't ever get arm pump anymore. Well, on this quad, the one thing that it does work more is your arms and your shoulders. So the four-wheeler in these turns, it's trying to throw you off. The only thing you can't lean, you lean your body, but you can't lean the bike. The only thing that really helps keep you on the quad is your arms and shoulders. So, plus I got a twist throttle, and that even, for some odd reason, I think helps me to get worse arm pump. But I was definitely fighting some arm pump here. And I think a lot of it also is, you know, arm pump a lot of time is you're just holding on to the bars too tight, and your muscles don't relax. And one thing I try to tell myself is just like on the downhills, just to relax. But whenever your bars are bouncing around so much, it's hard to relax. Well, these are those water brakes, and the gentleman in front of me, he just happens to hit one a little too fast, and he went over the bars. I'm kind of like, wow, I'm glad he was in front of me. So somebody's hot on my tail. I thought, I'm gonna rip up through here, and this one caught me off guard. I thought for sure I was going to be over the bars, but that is one of the things I definitely will remember the next lap around. So anytime you see something like that, make a mental note that yeah, you want to be careful in that area. Now, as I was saying, I was dealing with arm pump, so I thought, all right, I'm gonna move over here and get out of the way. This is the 772 machine, Jason Lent. And this is the 582 Nick Labruno. They must not know about the curse when you pass me, but they both are in my class. Jason will finish 5th for the day, and unfortunately for Nick, he will finish 11th. We'll find out why here very shortly. And Jason on his Suzuki didn't even make it very far before he found out why. That won't be the last we see of him though. So now I'm up here on Nick's tail. We've raced each other several times. I actually didn't even know he was racing. It's good to see him back out here on the track. This is one of the downhills that, especially throughout the day as it got a lot of braking bumps, that the quad just wasn't feeling too safe to go at speed. But what goes down must come up as far as Mountain State is concerned. So we went down the hill, now we're coming back up the hill. Definitely liked coming up the hill better than going down. At least my quad did. Now we're coming into an area where Jared and I, we came out through here and it was roped off for the youth. We didn't know that the track went up the hill. So this was all new. I've never been up this hill, and from what I heard, really wanted to be careful on the way back down. It's pretty steep with some water breaks. The hill was pretty fun to rip up, but with a four-wheeler it kind of makes you nervous because, I mean, the old LTR 450 ate the hill up, but you just never know when something's going to go pop. Okay, this is as far as I want to go. So this is basically the opposite. What goes up, you must come down. So we went up the hill, and now we're coming down the logging road with some water breaks. Going extra slow and stuttering. But now I know what to work on. I have a track behind the Elkins Motorsports that they let me go out and ride a little bit on. But it doesn't really have no water breaks or... I mean, on a bike, I've got some areas that have race conditions, but on a four-wheeler, it's pretty much like this, just logging roads. So, trying to get one set up for race conditions, it's hard to do. So, but it felt pretty good, other than the downhills. I think I need to stiffen the front end up a little bit and slow down the rebound on the rear. So, hopefully that will be a little better. We're getting ready to come in. As you can see, there is spectators, so we're getting close to the pit area and the lap one, the end of lap one. So right here at the end, or at the bottom of the hill, this is where we came on the track after the start. For some odd reason, I felt faster in the woods than I did out here in the field. I don't know if I was just a little concerned about how slick it was. It was pretty slick coming down through here. Mountain State Hare Scramble does have a monitor to show you what position you're in. I actually forgot to look on lap one. I'm just guessing I was probably 6th, 7th, something in that area. Get ready to come out here. You have to look fast in front of your pit area. Twist the throttle. I have done that on a bike before and actually wrecked right in front of my pits more than one time, or more than one occasion. Here out, it was pretty fun. I was able to actually twist the throttle and get some speed up. But basically from here on out, I'm just going to show you some interesting spots on the track. And then also, if you were out on the track, I did a lot of passing on this day. Unfortunately for you all, most of you was sitting along the track as I was passing. I didn't get a lot of time to shake down the bike before the race, and as you'll see, I had a few things come loose. Fenders about flapped me in the face, and I was about a lap and a half to go. There's one quad sitting along the track. There's two quads sitting along the track. We'll keep track how many. There's three. I believe I saw him on the first lap. This is the gas line hill that I was talking about earlier. It was pretty fun to work to rip up across, and this is the section that you missed because of the lack of pull and tear offs on the camera. This is a pretty fast little section. I believe everybody was talking about a rock out through here. I believe Jared actually got a flat tire coming out through here. I'm not 100% positive where, but somebody else, I think Richie, was saying he's in my class. He said he hit a rock pretty hard out through there. I'll pull over, and what do I see? I see the Suzuki of Jason is back, so I'm dropping back another position, but we'll see him again here in a little bit. Chasing as long as I can. Do lose a little bit of ground on him, but as I say, there's four, another one down, and actually in that area there's 2 or 3 more on the last lap. Actually out across the top there was one also broke down in the worst spot. He was just barely hanging on the side of the cliff as we went buzzing by. Pretty cool little section coming out along the bottom. So we went out the top, back down through the middle. There's 4, 5, 6, 7. So many moving parts on these quads, and they get bounced around so so much. 8. I'm not sure if I'm counting right, but I'm definitely missing some. So I only got a lap or 2.5 laps. Perfect way to let somebody get around you. There's 9. Fun little section. 10. And here I am getting past again, going around the sissy route. This is Richie McCulloch. He obviously doesn't know about the curse of passing Kenny. His bumper's up there flopping around. Talked to him after the race. He said he was having a terrible day until the magnet on the front of his four-wheeler, well, I should say the tree magnet on the front of his four-wheeler fell off. He lost his bumper somewhere, and then he said he actually started running better or feeling better. And unfortunately, there's Jason. He got himself center hung, and that will actually be the last time we see Jason. I end up finishing 4th. Richie ended up finishing 3rd. He's in front of me right now. Had an awesome time out here racing with the boys again. And there, I think, is 11. But yeah, I had an awesome time out here. Chad, Judy got 1st in my class. Nick got 2nd. Richie got 3rd. I got 4th. Jason got 5th. Tim Polis got 6th. Mike Judy got 7th. John Liston, everybody knows John, he got 8th on the old Kawasaki. Edward got 10th. Nick got 11th. And Bobby got 12th with 1 lap. I'd say he probably broke down. Coming back into the main area, finishing up lap 2. I was 5th here. Nick Labruno was in front of me, and we'll see him setting along the track here before too long. Something ended his day early. So I ended up 4th and I think 18th overall. We had about 115 quads here at round 3. If you was one of the quads setting along the track, usually, you want to know you're setting out there and it seems like forever. One good thing, it was a beautiful day. Last time, actually, round 1 at the New East Coast last year, 2021. It was snowing, ice. I broke a chain on the last lap. I was leading. There's a couple more. That's about 12, I think. I believe there's one broke down right there. That's maybe 13. But on round 1 is snow and ice. I broke chain on last lap. I was leading the pack, and I was cold and wet. I had to start the four-wheeler up. Luckily, it would run and set. What's that? 14 there. It would run, so I was able to back up against the exhaust and keep my hands warm. But yeah, this is a little hint just in case you can start your four-wheeler, maybe stay warm. But at least it was a warm day out here. As you can see, he did not get he had his seat off last time. But if one of you wanna, there's Nick. Something ruined his day, and it wasn't passing me. I was just joking. I'm not bad luck. But if you want to think I'm bad luck, it's best for you just not to pass me. That way you don't set along the track, or you don't get stuck, or something like that. Just saying. But I think up here's another one broke down. But usually I try, like on the last lap, I'll say, let everybody that's broke down know that they're on last lap. That way they know that hopefully somebody will come around and catch them and see that they're broken, get towed in as soon as possible. Because really there's nothing, well, there is worse things, but for one thing, you aren't able to finish your race. You're trying to think about how expensive it's going to be, and plus you're just sitting out there, nothing to do. But yeah, there was probably, by the end of the race, I would say there were close to 20 quads sitting along the track. Maybe that's why I had a decent overall. There's one, I believe there was another one on out here. I had an awesome time at round 3. Even though I was on call, I was able to go the whole weekend and not get called out. We are Trail Seeker Adventures. In case this is the first time you've ever watched one of our videos, we bring the camera. We get you out on the track so you can see what it's all about. If there were somewhere you was having troubles, you can show your friends and family. We also take it to ride parks, hiking trails, mountain biking trails, you name it, we bring the camera. That way you can see if that's an event that you are interested in to take your friends and family out on. You can find that out before you even load up the bike. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. Just push the subscribe button. Thank you.